Very good morning, children. In a previous part of this lesson, respiration, you learned about the different types of respiration based on the different types of respiratory organs present in different organisms. So, in primitive organisms, the process of respiration is going to happen through the cell membrane by the process diffusion. Amoeba example. Then other animals, multicellular organisms, if we take, some of them are having trachea. So then the type of respiration we call as tracheal respiration. You know it very well. It is present in the insects. All insects, they are going to respire through trachea. Then in this tracheal respiration, blood is no way concerned with the transport of oxygen or carbon dioxide. Then gills are the respiratory organs in some of the multicellular organisms like which live in water, aquatic animals. So through gills the exchange of gases is going to happen, and that type of respiration we call it as a bronchial respiration. In annelids, the skin is playing a major role in exchange of gases, so that one we call it as a cutaneous respiration through skin. Whereas amphibians, frog example, okay. So in frogs, the major respiratory organ is said to be skin, cutaneous respiration we can observe, and when the frogs are in water, they are going to respire through lungs. So if the process of respiration is through lungs, then we call that type of respiration as pulmonary respiration. Okay. So in pulmonary respiration, we are observing a close relation of respiratory system with circulatory system. Is it clear? So here the circulatory system, as it is transporting the impure blood which is received from all body parts to the heart. From the heart it is supplied to lungs for oxygenation. Okay. So again that oxygenated blood is from the lungs is carried to the heart. Then the heart is going to pump the blood to the different parts of the body. So here that exchange of gases is happening in the respiratory system, that is in lungs, and the that oxygen is going to be carried, or carbon dioxide is going to be carried, that is through the hemoglobin, whichever is a component of RBC, which is a pigment present in the circulatory system. Is it clear to you? So like that here, in higher animals if we take, so there is a coordination, very nice coordination we are going to observe in the circulatory system and transport system. Okay. So like that you learn about the different types of respiration according to the type of respiratory organs, and the way where they are living, all that will influence the organisms in that process. So are you going to observe such type of special arrangements in plants? Can you see like that? So specialized systems are we going to observe, like just now I said respiratory system or circulatory system, just now I said. So in the process of respiration, you know it very well, the heat energy is released. So wherever it may be, or any living organism it may be. So in the process of respiration, the heat energy is released, which is essential for the organisms to survive. Is it clear? So are you going to observe any specialized systems or organs in the plants? Means we are not observing there like that. Is it clear? But the process of respiration in plants is going to happen through the some structures which are present in them. Okay, some parts which are present in them. Is it clear? So now what are those means exchange of gases in plants is going to take place, that is respiration in the plants. How it is going to be carried out? So we have studied that the gaseous exchange is going to happen mostly through stomata. Okay, so the stomata are the components of dermal tissue which are present more and more in number in leaves. So through this stomata, the gaseous exchange is going to happen. Okay, in the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is taken, oxygen is sent out, and carbon dioxide is taken in. So because carbon dioxide is the raw material for photosynthesis, so the closing and opening of stomata always helps the processes to be carried out in the plants. Even a gaseous exchange is also going to happen through the stomata of plants which are present in leaves. Is it clear to children? So now that exchange of gases is taking place through stomata which are present in leaves. Whereas some other parts are also there, children. Some other parts are also there. What are those parts? The stomata, you know that they are present in leaves. Now lenticels. Lenticels or lenticels you can take. So lenticels are the minute core-like structures which are present on the stems of some plants. On the stems you can observe lenticels. So through which the gaseous exchange is going to happen. Is it clear to you? And some other plants if we take, like ostrich, if we take, orchids, not ostrich. So orchids if we take, so orchids are said to be flowering plants. Is it clear? So that orchids plants if we see tissues. Tissues. So examples of orchids plants. So in orchid plants, the tissues. So we know that different tissues are present in plants. Even stomata also a part of one kind of tissue only. So here tissues, the gaps which are present in between the cells that will help in making a water column, and where that exchange of gases is going to happen between the cells. So tissue respiration we are going to observe. Have you followed? And so for gases exchanges in plants, if we see for terrestrial plants there is no much problem, because from the air the diffusion of gases is going to happen into the plants through stomata or leaves, like that. But what about the plants which are living in water? Okay, or water-logged conditions. Water-logged conditions where the soils are kept continuously moist, and some you know that what is that mangrove plants. If we see how the process of respiration is going to be carried out, so roots are helping in respiration, gaseous exchange. Okay, what do we call them? Aerial roots. You learned in adaptations in different living organisms in 9th class. So knees or pneumatophores are present on the roots of these plants, because the plants are continuously living in water and they have to withstand to that adverse water-logged conditions, salt or fresh water or salt water conditions they have to withstand. So how the plants of that wet soils or marshy soils or mangroves, so how they are going to respire means with the help of roots. Is it clear to you? So that roots means, you know that knees or pneumatophores. So if we observe that forest, mangrove forest, the roots just they are seen on the ground. Usually we observe roots inside the soil. Is it not, children? Whereas in plants which are growing in marshy lands or wetlands or mangrove forests, if we see, the roots just they grow above the ground, and with that they are going to respire, which we call it as a aerial respiration. Aerial respiration. Is it clear? So now you learned the parts through which the respiration, that gases exchange is going to happen. So you know that in the process of respiration, the glucose, whatever it is there in the living system, it has to be oxidized to release the carbon dioxide as well as energy. Is it not, children? So where the process, how it is happening? How it is happening? So if we see here that conduction within the plants, if we see, you know that there are a large number of stomatal openings in leaves. Okay, and when we observe these cells, different cells, mesophyll tissue, whichever is present in the leaves, like spongy parenchyma, palisade parenchyma, epidermal tissue. So if we observe the different cells which you learnt in the first lesson of TS of leaf, so you are going to observe larger air spaces. Is it not, children? Larger air spaces, large number of air spaces you are going to observe in the leaves when compared with the other parts of the plant. Is it not? So here that air spaces are going to, or the cells or the tissues are going to form a network, so that what will happen means from one cell to other cell, the transporting of water is going to happen. Is it clear? So in ninth class you learned plasma membrane is having at certain parts the channels for transporting water, like that you learned. Is it not, children? So here the air spaces which are lined with water. Okay. So if we see that the air spaces which are present in between the cells, so they are lined with water, and that water when it is transported to the other parts, so here the lining, what is going to happen, it forms a thin film of water where it contains some concentrations. Is it clear to you, children? Maybe that less oxygen or more oxygen, less carbon dioxide or more carbon dioxide, like that. Is it clear? Or less availability of glucose or more availability of glucose. So some difference is there, children. Okay. So what will happen because of that means here, as these air spaces are lined with water, and more and more oxygen is going to be getting dissolved in that, and so if we see there is a difference created, or a gradient is created inside the cell and outside the cell. Gradient means just like pressure, a pull is created. So because of that, what will happen means here, the more and more water is taken, and here more availability of that oxygen, where that oxygen whichever is dissolved in water is helping in breaking down of glucose, which helps in releasing of energy as well as carbon dioxide. So in that way the plants are going to be respiring. Is it clear to children? Then whatever it may be, wherever the plants may survive, the process of exchange of gases is going to happen by a simple process that you have to remember. It is said to be diffusion. What do you mean by diffusion? The movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. Remember that. Higher to lower concentration. So each and every cell, when that water with components, when it is transported, so there is a, what is that difference created of concentration. Have you followed? Inside the cell, outside the cell. Next, inside the cell, outside the cell. Like that difference is created, and because of that a gradient or pull is created, which helps in the process of exchanging materials through the diffusion. Is it clear to children? So like that here, because of this diffusion, carbon dioxide is going to be sent out of the plant and oxygen is going to be taken inside. So in that way the plants are going to respire. Is it clear to children? So now you know that in the process of respiration, oxygen is released and carbon dioxide is utilized. Is it clear? Whereas respiration, if you take in the process of photosynthesis, you know that the carbon dioxide should enter inside the cell and the oxygen should leave the cell. Okay, in the process of photosynthesis. Whereas in respiration, the when the process is going on, what is happening means the carbon dioxide is produced from the cells. That carbon dioxide has to be sent out of the body of the plant. Is it clear to children? So in that way here, the plants are also eliminating the carbon dioxide, and they are making use of oxygen for breakdown of glucose in release of energy. So in that way the plants are going to respire. Is it clear to children? Have you followed? So you have to remember these points. Gases exchange in plants, how it is going to be carried out. Stomata, which are present on the leaves. Lenticles, they are present on the stems. Through tissues also, the process of exchange of gases is happening. That is in orchid plants. Then aerial respiration we are observing in marshy plants or the mangrove plants, because something different atmosphere we are observing there. Environment, atmosphere means something different environment we are observing in marshy lands or mangrove forests, because the plants are living in water or waterlogged conditions. So for that they can't take the dissolved oxygen, so the roots, they just grow above the ground. They have minute holes, and which we call them as knees or pneumatophores, through which the process of respiration is going to happen. Whatever it may be, what is that process where it helps in exchange of gases means diffusion. Is it clear to children? So in that way the plants are going to respire. Then till now we completed the different contents of this lesson or concepts of this lesson. Pathway of air, then gaseous exchange at different levels we completed, and types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration, mechanism of respiration, then that different activities where carbon dioxide and heat is produced, and differences between respiration, combustion you learned, and respiration in plants also we completed. So now, just now I said here carbon dioxide gaseous exchange. Okay, so gaseous exchange is happening in respiration as well as in photosynthesis. Is it not, children? So both are very, very important life process for plants. Is it not? Respiration as well as photosynthesis. In the process of photosynthesis, what is happening? The preparation of food is happening. Is it not? Whereas in the process of respiration, what is happening? The food whichever is prepared in the photosynthesis is broken down to release the carbon dioxide as well as the water along with heat energy. Is it not, children? So you are going to learn the differences between photosynthesis and respiration. So in what way they are going to help the plants and other living organisms. Is it clear? So shall we learn the differences between photosynthesis and respiration? So this question is for 4 marks. Is it clear? So now let us learn the differences between respiration and photosynthesis. So here first difference we have to write the difference definition. So what definition you can write? The process of preparing food by the plants. Process of preparing food by the plants and some kind of bacteria. Okay, that process is called as a photosynthesis. Here, process of releasing energy. Process of releasing energy. Is called a respiration. So now here you can write that. So where it takes place? It takes place in presence of a light. Whereas this process respiration, it is independent of light throughout the day. Throughout the day, it is carried. And it is light independent. Light is not needed for respiration. Is it clear to you? Then, what are the raw materials here for photosynthesis? If you recall the equation 6CO2 plus 12H2O. Chlorophyll, in presence of chlorophyll, sunlight. Okay, organic molecule is prepared. What is that organic molecule? C6H12O6 plus water plus oxygen. So, what are the raw materials here means? Raw materials are said to be carbon dioxide and water or raw materials. So, here for release of energy, what are the raw materials used here? Glucose, amino acids, fatty acids. So what are these children? All these are said to be organic molecules. Organic molecules. Is it clear to you? Glucose, amino acids, fatty acids. What are they? They are said to be organic molecules. So glucose, organic molecules and oxygen are raw materials. Raw materials. Is it clear to you? Then, so where it occurs in photosynthesis? Occurs only in, please tell, photosynthesis occurs only in plants. Occurs only in plants and some kind of bacteria. Some kind of bacteria. Whereas the respiration, is it happening there only in plants? No. Plants, animals, human beings, microorganisms, all living organisms, the process of respiration has to be carried out. Occurs in all living organisms. Occurs in all living organisms. Is it clear? Then, next one. In which part the process of photosynthesis is going to be happening? You know that the process of photosynthesis is happening in the chloroplast of the cell. Is it not? Whereas respiration is going to be carried out in mitochondria. Cellular respiration is going to happen in mitochondria. Like that you learnt or not? So that difference also you can write. So occurs in chloroplast. Occurs in chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are the site of photosynthesis. Whereas next one here occurs in cytoplasm and mitochondria. Occurs in cytoplasm and mitochondria. mitochondria are the respiratory organs, means respiration, breaking down of energy, okay, from organic molecule into carbon dioxide, water and heat energy. So that is happening in mitochondria. Is it clear? So aerobic and anaerobic respirations are going to be carried out here. Then, so which gas is produced in the process of photosynthesis? You know it very well that oxygen is released and CO2 is utilized. Is it clear? So in the process of photosynthesis, oxygen gas is released, whereas carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is taken up. Carbon dioxide is fixed in the plant for the preparation of organic molecule. Here if we take what is happening reverse. So carbon dioxide is released and oxygen is utilized. CO2 is released. CO2 is released and oxygen is utilized. Utilized means used up. Is it not? So what is the meaning of respiration? Oxidation of glucose. The glucose molecule is going to be broken down in presence of oxygen. Is it clear? That's why oxygen is needed. In that process, breaking down of glucose with the help of oxygen, carbon dioxide is going to be released. Is it clear to you? Then, next. Here, what kind of energy is going to be fixed up in the photosynthesis? You know that for solar energy, radiant energy is fixed into what? Chemical energy. What is that chemical energy produced? Organic molecule, glucose. So here breaking down of that chemical energy is going to happen. Is it clear to you? So here that point you have to write. Convert radiant energy or light energy into chemical energy, whereas release of chemical or potential energy for several other functions. Is it clear? That one we will write. So please make a note of it. So it is a 4 marks question. Converts radiant energy. In the process of photosynthesis, radiant energy is converted to chemical energy. Chemical energy, whereas here releases chemical energy or potential energy. Potential energy means ATP. For all activities or several functions. Is it clear to you? So the organic molecule whichever is prepared in the photosynthesis is used up in the process of respiration to that chemical energy is making it to broken down to release heat energy. So chemical energy is formed here by using radiant energy, whereas that chemical energy whichever is formed, it is going to be converted to heat energy. Okay, so like that here that process is going to happen. Next, NADP is reduced to NADPH2 from the hydrogens of water molecule. Where did you learn this one? In the light reactions of photosynthesis. In the light reactions of photosynthesis. NADP is reduced to NADPH2 using hydrogens of water molecule. So in the photolysis of water, the light activated chlorophyll is going to help in breaking down the water into H plus and OH minus ions, like that you learned. So that H plus ions which are formed in photolysis of water are helping in reducing NADP to NADPH2. Whereas here what is happening, NADH2 is formed, NADH2 is formed. So how it is formed? Means by the hydrogens of carbohydrates. By the hydrogens of carbohydrates. Is it clear to children? So last one, you can write the definition. So now at the end, please write the equations of photosynthesis and equation of respiration. So what is the equation of photosynthesis? Can you remember? Yes. What is that? 6CO2 plus 12H2O in presence of sunlight with the help of chlorophyll. It is going to give rise to C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. So O2, it is released into the atmosphere. So now what you can write here? So this glucose molecule, whatever it is formed, C6H12O6. So it is going to combine with the oxygen, 6O2. So it is going to release 6CO2 plus 6H2O, 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus 686 kilocalories of energy. 686 kilocalories of energy. Is it clear to you? So here glucose molecule is getting oxidized, okay, in release of carbon dioxide and water along with the 686 kilocalories of energy. So in that way you learned the differences between respiration and photosynthesis.